It is very rare that I become angry. I'm really resentful at the government, at our government, at this thing that we call the collective government. It's very rare. And I mean this. I get upset, but I don't things I kind of get used to them. I just expect there to be treachery and perfidy. I just expect it. So I'm never disappointed. I expect nothing from my government. I expect nothing from anyone. Nothing. I really don't. But the part that gets me, I think, the most upset is when I'm ignored. Like that great line as Jason Robley joins us. Welcome, Jason. As that great line from, I think, the scariest movie of all time, Fatal Attraction. As Alex Forrest, I think, said, I will not be ignored. That's what gets me. When you ignore me, when you don't finish things, when you don't care to finish things, when you don't think enough of me to answer my question. And the question that I've been asking the longest, and I think you as well, is where is Gonzalo Lira in terms of the story? What really happened? I want closure. I want finality. I want to hear from his father. I want to know, was there an autopsy? What was the final cause? And tell me why an American citizen was in essence killed in Ukraine, who was a journalist. We don't care about journalists. We don't care about Julian Assange. We don't care about anybody. We don't care about anybody. The only ones we care about are these fly-by-nights, these jokes, these absolute children on MSDNC. Those are called a journalist in the truest sense of the word. Gonzalo Lira was a journalist in the truest sense of the word. Julian Assange is a journalist in the truest sense of the word. Really, Gonzalo Lira was an agent. He was almost like sending dispatches. He was like Murrow. He wasn't on our land, on our soil, and you would think. And I don't know if it would have been proper. I don't know, because Tucker Carlson is under so much pressure. Why didn't you ask about this? Why didn't you ask about this? My God. The whole idea is not to bring Putin on and interrogate him. But I wish somebody would have said, oh, by the way, we have an American citizen. He's kind of one of ours. What do you think happened to him? Do you know? He knows. When you're at the upper echelons, you know what happened. They just don't care. They just ignore us. And we're never going to find out, because we mean nothing to these people. You got to understand this. We mean nothing. We pretend, that we talk and we do our platforms and we call people out and we make fun of them, and you make fun of this one and I make fun of. But in the long run, they're making fun of us by basically ignoring every single thing that we do. They don't care about us. They hate us. Your government, you mean nothing to it. Nothing. That's the best. And we pretend that somehow we're playing some kind of game of I don't know what. We pretend as though we're in charge with our CPAC and our websites and everything. We mean nothing to them. Stand by as I ventilate, dear friends. Stand by as I talk to you. Stand by as we ask the question again. I want to know what happened, really what happened to Gonzalo Lira. And don't give me this Fauci investigation kind of answer. I want to know the truth. But first, a very critical word from our sponsor. Let me ask you a question. Have you taken a good look at the banks lately? On the surface, everything seems fine, but there's a whole lot more going on underneath. It's like looking under the hood of a car and finding a mess of broken wires and parts. And the parts are loans for homes and cars and those credit cards we all use. And they're hitting record highs. It's most frightening when you think about it. Why risk your money for a tiny 5% return when things are so shaky? This is where Noble Gold Investments can help. They're like that friend who knows all about keeping money safe. They suggest gold and silver, oldies but goodies in the financial world. Plus, they've got a sweet deal. A free quarter-ounce gold standard gold coin this month if you qualify. Pretty cool, right? You better believe it. Now, if you're curious, just give them a call at 877-646-5347. It's just a chat. There's no pressure. They'll help you figure out if gold and silver are right for you. Or visit LionelNationGold.com and take the first step towards a safer financial future. LionelNationGold.com. And remember, there's always a risk of investment and there's no guarantee of any kind. The utter contempt that your government has for you cannot be put into words, cannot be even remotely calculated or described. They treat us like children, like little children, and they pretend as though this is part of the left-right paradigm. They pretend as though they care, and they pretend as though there's this concern, if you will, this adversarial situation. Carol Quigley, Tragedy and Hope, and others came up with the analogy. It's like two drunks walking home and kind of holding each other up, both of them using each other as leverage. And that's the pressure, if you will, of the left-right, each one kind of supporting the other. You couldn't have one without the other. And that's precisely what we're having right now. And I remember during the beginning or during the initial stages of the Ukrainian thing, I thought, this Gonzalo, I said, he really better watch what he's doing here. He's got a family, he's got kids, he's got a wife. I really don't. I mean, what is he crazy? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing this? That doesn't give anybody the right to kill him. Now, of course, just so that you know, they're going to say, no, nobody killed him. It was pneumonia. It was something else. I think. Do you trust anybody? Do you trust any official word? It's an American citizen. Nobody mentioned him. Lincoln didn't mention him. Nobody mentioned him. Biden didn't mention him. Nobody. Not Jim Jordan. Not anybody. Nobody. They don't mention Julian Assange either. When it comes to reporting, when it comes to the whole notion of journalism, especially those people who fancy themselves as journalists, they say nothing. And it never ceases to amaze me. How does this happen? How does this happen? That's what I want to know. So what do we do about it? What do we do about it? What do we do about it? What do we do? Nothing. We're just going to go away. We'll tweet something. Maybe. I hope Tucker brings it up again because he does have a certain stage right now. I hope Elon Musk brings it. If for no other reason, I will not be ignored. Answer my question. You work for me. Let me explain this to you. Victoria Nuland and Blinken and everybody else and Kirby and Kamala, they are not my superiors. They are not my boss. They are not my leaders. They are subservient to me. They are my servants and our servants. They work at our pleasure. And if we don't like them, we boot them. And if the election comes up that determines who is the replacement, and if for whatever reason we don't like the way that election is going, we get to challenge it as much as we want. Do you hear that? I can't help the number of people in the world who don't know what's going on, especially in this country. I don't know what to do about that. This week I've had three people. I had another discussion, and the subject matter is that Trump was a part of attempting to upend, reverse, destroy our civilization, our republic, that he was a part of an effort to destroy our order, part of an insurrection, rebellion. Trump was. And they believe this. They believe this with their heart of hearts. They believe this, that Trump was a part of this. And I said, let me ask you something. If I walked into a bank and I said, stick up, and I use this is it. Fingers, no guns, stick them up. Can you charge me with armed robbery? Well, that was my intention. That's what I said. Looked like an armed robbery. The only problem is I couldn't do it. It would not have happened. I can't do it. I can't rob a bank like this. As much as you love Donald Trump, let me explain something to you. Donald Trump cannot cannot rebel against anything. Maybe the Mar-a-Lago staff, maybe the groundskeepers, maybe the waiters and the butler, maybe he cannot do that. Joe Biden cannot overthrow the government. Good luck. Especially when the people that you are employing to do this aren't the 82nd Airborne, 1st Marine Division, Delta Force, SEAL Team 6, but a bunch of ragtag, pot-bellied, cami-wearing, eye-patched ninjas with horns and Valkyrie helmets wearing a Sonny Bono jacket. It's not going to happen. Yet, they repeat this fantasy in unison. They repeat this. And I'm saying to myself, do you understand what happened to an American citizen? Do you know what Ukraine does in the name of freedom? Not a clue. Not a clue. Do you know what happens to Christians? Do you know who Stepan Bandera is? God bless Tucker Carlson. God bless him for trying to say, I, an American citizen, I'm going to go over there. I watched something last night. At the instead of the Super Bowl. And it was Larry King on the moments of TV. I can't remember the name of it. TV moments or TV something or other. TV highlights or whatever. And he was talking about his career. And he said, I remember when I interviewed Ahmadinejad, Iranian. I remember when we went there. I remember when we went to Miran. And I remember Gaddafi. Gaddafi was weird. And he's talking about Larry King on this. You can go on YouTube. He's interviewing Gaddafi that we killed after sodomizing him thoroughly to make sure we made the point, literally, with a bayonet or some type of a device. Larry King with the suspenders. Mandela, people, Gorbachev, everybody you can imagine. Ahmadinejad, a man in a dinner jacket, there's a big joke was, and Gaddafi. But Tucker Carlson is a quisling, he's a traitor, a useful idiot, because he dares to interview Vladimir Putin. And we're buying this. And nobody says, excuse me. Mike Wallace interviewed the Ayatollah Khomeini. What are you talking about? Who is it that talks to these people? Who is it? Nobody. Because what we do is we put up a front. We pretend that we're tough. And we pretend with our Fox News. Fox News won't even mention it. Why? Because they're in a lawsuit or whatever it is, Dominion. I don't know. We are the biggest bunch of jerk-offs I've ever seen, ever. I'm embarrassed. Completely and totally embarrassed. I know Lori Cook's embarrassed as well. Thank you, Lori. I've never seen anything like it. And the question that nobody's asking me is, or answering is, what happened? What's the official word that happened to our American citizen who was arrested and tortured and most probably killed, though we're not certain because we don't know, because he dared to enunciate a thought in the country of an ally. An ally that we're funneling billions of dollars to. What do you think he could have said? How important was Gonzalo Lira? How? Did you have to do this to him? It was to teach us a lesson. And Victoria Nuland, he always blamed. I don't know. Because nobody's talking. And you know what's going to happen to him? Nothing. Forget him. Forget him. Julian Assange, I don't know. One day, Julian Assange, you're going to wake up and say, "Oh, he died. And you go, "Oh well, what are you going to do?" You're not going to care because you're busy. Because you're going to be saying, "Well, we know we're on to something else. We're on to something else." In my lifetime, we don't even react to a president being assassinated, JFK. And when you ask questions, you're called a conspiracy theorist. They always shoot us down. And my crowd, whether it's the left or the right, I don't know what you want to call them, whenever we tend to speak up, we're always shot down. We're crazy because we just won't accept their blanket answers for whatever. They just don't care. They don't care. And somebody somewhere is going to stand up for us. I don't know who it is. I don't know if it's the Democrats or the bull moosers or the Tea Party. I don't know. And then these people come along. Oh, here we go. Oh, here comes Bobby Kennedy. Oh, the knight on the white horse. Oh, there he is, Bobby Kennedy. No, same thing. Nothing. Bobby Kennedy. Pictures of his uncle, pictures of his father. How cheesy is that? Or rather, excuse me, it might have been another pack, some pack, some pack, whatever who did this. My friends, we spent every waking moment of media real estate yesterday on a stupid game with stupid people and a stupid Taylor Swift for reasons I will never, ever know. Lori says, if it made sense, we might believe it. Maybe. But the thing is, Lori, nobody is asking for this. Nobody is insatiably ravenous over the truth. They're not interested in the truth. They don't care about this. Nothing. They just don't. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Nobody is even remotely, and I mean remotely, interested in anything that is happening as far as this thing goes. Nothing. And what's even more important, what I find even more fascinating throughout this entire event, is that we love to pretend that we're tough. We really do. Oh, we love it. We're so good at this. Oh my God. We love to say, and we're going to do this, and we always have this, and we've got the flag, and this totemic references to. We love this. And by the way, it's 267 days. Did you know that? 267 days until the election. 267 days. Didn't that blow your mind? It's just right here. And we're still debating whether this man that everybody knows is completely without without any sentience whatsoever. He's there, but they're talking about Trump somehow involved in an attempt to overthrow the country. Trump with those people. Let me say this again. Not the 82nd Airborne, not the 1st Marine Division, not SEAL Team 6, not Delta Force, Not nothing, not mercs or weird conscripts. Nobody. Just on his own, somehow, by virtue of it, says, come on, with Kimberly Guilfoyle doing that stupid dancing because she's so incredibly sexy that she's like the siren's call. Men melt before her visage. Because of this guy with the Valkyrie helmet, he's walking in there, and Ashley Babbitt, the hell with her, right? She had it coming, right? We didn't even know about that. Where's the investigation about Ashley Babbitt? No. Any lawsuits? No. Anybody? No. Nothing. 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 Do you understand what I'm saying? Nothing. Do you realize, and I say this with all due respect because I love you, do you realize how incredibly just ineffective we are completely in terms of posing any threat at all to any? Do you know how little we are thought of or thought about? Do you? No. Absolutely not. It's the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen anything like it. And what's fascinating to me is that we're going to continue, with our nightly and morning meetings, and we'll do this, and we'll say a lot of good stuff. Lori, bless her heart, says Ashley Babbitt's parents filed a wrongful death. Good, that's good. Nobody's. People have to be reminded of her. Where's her name? Where? If this was the left, if this had been some peacenik, some transgender something or other who had been plugged by some Secret Service detail during the Trump administration, oh, forget it. Forget it. You understand what I'm saying? And I don't mean to be a downer today. I just want you to understand something. We're never going to find out what happened. Somehow, I don't know, maybe, Gonzalo's father somewhere might, talk about, oh, yeah, on some show, maybe Max Blumenthal, God bless him. But, people say, well, okay, whatever. Because it doesn't matter to them. You don't matter to them. You don't. When you were concerned about whether vaccines were safe, you were shut down. Shut down, shut up, and shut off. You were just. When you thought that maybe some of these, maybe these elections might be unfair, nobody cared. Nobody cared, whatever. Nobody cared. Nobody, they said you were a nut. You were a lunatic. Okay? This is where we are right now. This is. But we cared more about that stupid Super Bowl than anything. That's the part that kills me. We cared more about that Super Bowl. I mean, they talked about that. My God. It was the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. They talked about it like you just can't believe. It was incredible. My God. It was just unbelievable. We talked about that thing every day. Oh, there's Taylor Swift. There she is with this guy, and it's pronounced Kels and not Kelsey, and this is this, and this is what, and this is what, and here's that thing, and let's go to and here's the halftime, and here's Usher, and here's this one. I mean, we talked about that like it mattered. And this morning, first thing, your favorite Fox News, who completely abnegated and ignored all responsibility completely as to focusing on, the news. These people just kind of acted like, oh well, let's just talk about this too. And then this poor morning host who butchers the English language, there he was trying his best to try to lend some excitement. I mean, it just and Gonzalo, Lira, whatever. Oh, Gonzalo, oh, sorry, we hardly knew ye. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Well, he tried. He was just he kind of should have kept his mouth shut. What are you gonna do? No big deal. It's not like we knew him. You know what I mean? It's not like we knew who he was, right? Right? I mean, he was just, just just some crazy guy who had a big mouth, little manic. I mean, after all, he's in another country. He's in a country of a place that happened to, by the way, be a, this country that we're spending billions. You would have thought they would have said to him, Mr. Lira, hi. With all due respect, sir, would you gather your belongings? Yeah, we're taking you to the airport, and you and your family. I want you to get the hell out of here. We don't need this. You're embarrassing us. But thank you very much. But we're go back home. Goodbye. Go back home. But no. Arrest him. There he is. What am I bothering? Do you ever wonder that? Do you ever ask yourself, what are we doing? What are we accomplishing here? What are we doing? I don't know. We put some good stuff up. Hey, did you see this? Oh my God, this is the most ridiculous story ever. And we speak with such absolute, we asseverate. This ham-fisted absolutism. My God, we've got to. This is terrible. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So with that, my friends, now I got to tell you something. Today, I had my eyes dilated, have my eyes checked. And I swear to you, this, Mrs. L too, we both went, these drops, I mean, it is so bright. I mean, there's lights here, but I went to the John before I turned the light. I was like, holy moly. So I'm going to have to truncate. I only can give you 27 and a half minutes versus an hour. I'm sorry, but my eyes are killing me. I swear to God, it's like it's so bright. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe somebody slipped a little window pane in my coffee. I don't know. But did the eye thing? Everything's great. Everything's groovy. That kind of thing. But oh my God. And by the way, went to one of the last of the real thorough old-time ophthalmologists. Is it better like this? Is it better like this? The eye and the pressure and the glaucoma and this and the look for, I mean, just so thorough. An hour and a half for both of us. An hour and a half. Thorough. But I don't know what the hell he put in my eyes because I am sitting here. I mean, I am tearing. I'm hallucinating. I swear to God, I'm hearing White Room in the background. So let me just say to you, and I mean that sincerely, thank you. Pray for my eyes. Lori Cuck, thank you. Jason Robley, he's a new member. Jason's a good man. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Mrs. L and I are just, she can't even see it. We're walking around like, I wanted to get one of those miner's glasses. You know those glasses you wear? Like remember the Chilean, remember those people, they were found underneath whatever it was, they were miners. Or, I mean, it's like, holy God. The good news was jumped into a cab today and got an actual New Yorker for a cab driver. Couldn't believe it. A New Yorker. A real guy talks like this. Oh my God. It's like, this is like nostalgia. So in any event, remember folks, we'll meet again tomorrow, 8:00. I think my eyes will be better. Then I thank you for that. We will also continue the pretend dance, the pavan, that we are accomplishing something, that people are listening to us, and that our words and our votes and everything matters. Lori finally says, Lori Cox says, you and Mrs. L are always in my prayers. Well, we don't need the prayers, but thank you very much. I mean, I'll take the prayers. Prayers, you know what? Good night. But my eyes, dear God. In any event, dear friends, thank you so much. And Lori, thank you. You are a delight and you are a sweetheart. And we thank you for your love and affection, keeping it straight, moving in the right direction, living just enough for the city. All right, my friend. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Again, remember, just we're going to keep going, even though no one is listening to us. But we're listening to each other. And I guess that's better than nothing. See you tomorrow. Don't forget the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you.